Team Secret going to be leading things off. An early ban on the Tusk. They do hold the first pick here, so without question, they're probably going to be passing on banning on the Doom. First ban on Vici Gaming is going to be the Slardar here. So if you don't go for the Doom in your Team Secret, what's your next best option?
Probably the Shadow Fiend by Vici Gaming. Super has an 80% win rate on that hero, although sample size is fairly small. Super also has a fairly small hero pool, so when Vici Gaming has the ability to do so, they like to draft a superhero early, which is pretty common for this patch already. We'll see if the Shadow Fiend will get let through and if Vici will pick it up.
Ben, we were talking about this a bit in our room earlier. Super players getting hyped up and ready. Super as a player in this patch has become much more versatile, I'd have to say. You know, we used to see him playing, you know, a lot of stable heroes. But it seemed like Super had a bit of a tough time in that last patch. We didn't see him really taking advantage of the aggressive mid lane Leshrac, but this seems to be more of his kind of game, as Lumi was saying, playing that Shadow Fiend. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. He could definitely still play like the Shadow Fiend.
He needs to play like a hero that groups up with his team, or like get the early mag or get the early blink. It's more tempo control. Like for Leshrac or maybe even Alina, it's more maybe focused on a lot of farming in the early game.
Team Secret with their second ban, rid of the Darkseer. Not really surprised about that. It's been a Daryl favorite up to this point. And just talking about Ice, you know, we know him of course as the hometown favorite, but he hasn't quite been as rambunctious as we've seen Ice typically in his playstyle. I mean, it's not to say that his Darkseer hold has been very impressive, but he hasn't really been able to be blossoming like he always has been. By the way, no Doom has been banned, by the way. Secret might take this Doom up right away.
They're very comfortable having Jackie on the Doom, on the safe lane Doom, which is, there you go, safe lane Doom here by Team Secret, no surprise. Immediate response here, Undying Alchemist, and we're gonna have to see a Morphling ban on stage 2.
That's a good point. The 1-2 punch from Vici, the Undying, the Alchemist here, we know them to do that crazy trio with the Morphling. Ben, we haven't seen it yet, but I imagine Team Secret can't let that through.
Secret usually ban out Undying in the first phase, and they let it through. There's still the Ember available for Secret if they want to take it now. Vici haven't really shown too many faces on how to deal with the Ember, aside from an Undying +1 aggro lane, so I'm not sure if they're going to take it right now, but I am surprised to see them give them the Undying.
Yeah, and Vici, the second ban as well, they removed the Bounty Hunter. It already shows that they wanted to make sure that the Alchemist pick, if it's available, you can go the early game very smoothly because there's no heroes that can actually come and harass you in the lane.
Love this pickup though, of course, from Team Secret. They get the Ancient Apparition. It's going to be a hard hit to Alchemist and his hefty regen, and also the Undying with his continuous sustain.
10 seconds to pick.
Yeah, but it's a bit worrisome. Sometimes A in the lane against a dual lane, but Undying +1, you can still have a very hard time, even though Ice Blast is such a good counter towards Chemical Rage and the heals that's coming out from Undying. But A, at the first few minutes in the laning phase, he could die to the Undying +1 lane, so they need to be very careful about that.
Secret take their next ban and rid of the Queen of Pain, which has been a favorite, obviously, of Vici Gaming, and specifically Burning. They pick it up. It's their top pick, actually, in this patch. 8 grabs, and they're currently sporting a 5-3 record with the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, sometimes they let Super play it, sometimes they let Burning play it, and it really comes down to draft. Of course, Alchemist, most likely here going to be the superhero, so we'll see if Beacon is going to be playing one of the more Juggernaut, kind of the tempo carry, Gyrocopter of that nature.
10 seconds.
Vici Gaming a respect ban on the Meepo towards Wii, but not at the Wind Ranger, so his other top grab is still out there. Secret with one more second phase ban. It's going to be the Morphling, so we're not going to be seeing that pesky Agnes trio.
Are they going to let that Wind Ranger through is the next question for Vici. Pairs up decently versus the Alchemist, and it's, I would say, his scariest hero, even more scary than his Meepo.
I mean, they can go for the Wyvern against Focus Fire. There's still answers towards the
10 seconds to pick.
Wind Ranger here. There's Dazzle as Wyvern, so it's heavy focus damage, one single target damage. So I don't think that they're too worried about that at the moment because there's still many defensive supports.
But most of those get owned by AA. I think it's a problem. Right, Undying, Alchemist, they have way too much heal, I think, versus AA.
I think Vici right now is considering the ban on the Wind Ranger as well as Spirit Breaker. We see both these teams utilize it well. I think giving either Spirit Breaker plus Doom away to Team Secret just gives them way too much frontline. On the other hand, Undying plus Spirit Breaker is also a very dangerous combo.
I think they should just ban one and maybe pick one.
Okay.
It fits with their lineup as well if they wanted to go for the Spirit Breaker. So maybe that's the plan for them. But another hero that could fit into a Secret's lineup is maybe the Nyx Assassin with the Ice Blast. I think we see it a couple of times during the group stages.
They'll ban out the Lady Ginger and quickly snag up a Beastmaster here. So is this going to be an Ice offlane Beastmaster Fenrir taking over the Undying?
It's probably the case. I think they'll be just putting the Alchemist in the mid lane for super, and Beastmaster will more or less be their offlaner. I mean, you see sometimes teams actually run Beastmaster in the mid lane, especially Team Liquid. But recently, I think Beastmaster has been just mostly on the off lane. When you have the Alchemist, you want to prioritize more, having more farm on the Alchemist, that's number one. And you want to have a second core in your lineup against the Doom. So you want to have 2 damage dealers, so you can actually deal with the ultimate from Doom later in the game.
What do we think about maybe Team Secret going right for something like a Clockwork here? We know it to be very good with the Ancient Apparition, and it's a very good grab for Misery.
Clock or Nyx Assassin would be really good versus their lineup, and it's very good with the Ice Blast like you mentioned, so I could see that happening for them.
I think Night Stalker's also pretty good for them. We haven't seen Misery play it too much just because he's been playing Slaughter the whole time.
Yeah, but if you talk about synergy with the Ice Blast, the Nyx or the Clockwork has much more synergy than the Night Stalker.
Nyx has been a great grab for Secret. 4 times picked this patch, and they're 4-0, a perfect record with it.
And you can even use it to sort of counter the Alchemist with the Acid. You can just Carapace into the Acid to start an initiation on him. So it could be a useful hero against Alchemist.
I do like the benefit of having those cogs, though, to keep someone like Alchemist kind of out of the fight a bit.
Yeah,
so
true.
I could see pros to both of those heroes here. It's just whether or not Secret want to commit for their offlane already. There's only one more ban out there, so they may have time to work with here. But they're going way deep into reserve time, only 8 seconds left, and they have no spare time outside of this. Gonna be a Shadow Fiend grab. Not something we see from them very often, I'd have to say. Weehaw playing Shadow Fiend. That seems a bit out of the norm.
Oh, even more healing versus the Ice Blast.
Burning Jug, Ben.
I mean, they have the healing wall for the Doom. I guess the idea is like you can always keep a person alive if he's not hit by the Ice Blast, and you have a very good early game as well. Like you can easily rotate into the safe lane of the enemy team with your Blade Fury and try to get pickoffs on the AA.
It's also really good for Shadow Fiend, and like what was it, 6.84? It was almost commonly every time versus the Shadow Fiend.
5 seconds.
Great single target burst, really not vulnerable to the Requiem burst.
So even more team fight for Secret right now. Like the Shaker and the AA plus the Shadow Fiend ultimate.
I think this is a very important pick here for Team Secret. If you look at both sides, I feel like Vici Gaming's got the better early game initiation, and I think a lot of the game so far in the Nanyang tournament has been decided by that first jump. And Shaker depends if he's a support or an off lane. We're going to see a mid-game Blink Dagger, and that's going to be the route here for Team Secret's victory, in my opinion.
So if you're Vici Gaming, what do we look to remove here? I wager they're still looking for the Misery hero, so just getting rid of that clock?
I think you remove an Initiator for sure, because that's what they're lacking right now. Like Earthshaker is probably not the best offlaner here for their position. I guess the Earthshaker would probably be just support, because you want someone to be dedicated to stacking for the Shadow Fiend all the time. So I think Shaker is more or less very likely to be their support. So they're looking for an offlaner that is going to fulfill the role of initiating for them.
Clockwork, like you mentioned, maybe is a good ban here.
We'll see if it's something they do look to go for here, and if it is going to be removed, maybe Secret could always follow it up with that Nyx Assassin, or they just remove the Nyx Assassin, and now Secret still have the option to go back for that clock. But now it's Secret's ban, and I wager Vici Gaming looking for that secondary support, the FY hero, and based on this tournament
Rubik,
so far,
I think Rubik would be good here.
FY God Rubik? Oh!
Yeah, it fits with their the lanes as well, like with the Juggernaut, the lift into spin is very good. They have Earthshaker, and they have Ice Blast, and any spell from Doom will be useful as well. So I think Rubik could have a good game here. And there's no hero that, like, usually Rubik is very weak against a hero that can jump and kill him right away.
Ooh, Shadow Shaman. A little bit worried about that early game push coming out from Vici Gaming. We did see FY playing it here once. And you're right. It is the
Rubik. Great call, winner.
It's just what they need right now for the lane, so they have a setup for the Juggernaut.
I do have to say, the last time we saw FY play this Rubik, I wasn't fangirling over FY like I used to. He seemed to struggle a little bit getting a hold of it. I believe it was against Secret, getting a hold of the RP, getting optimal spells to kind of make a good counter fight. So hopefully that's something he's shaken off since then.
It might discourage the Clockwork pick as well, because you can lift him out of the cogs. So
very true.
It's a very good pick here for Vici Gaming.
Oh, if you're discouraged from going to the clockwork, what do you think, guys?
Ooh, it's gonna be a Bane, so
off-lane Shaker. Now Bane, not really surprised to
It
see
could still
Secret
be an
pick it up.
off-lane Bane though, I'm not sure. Oh, it's gonna be an off-lane Shaker.
Time and time again in this tournament, we see the off-lane Shaker just failing. I predict that Juggernaut's going to get absolute free farm. You don't want to give Burning free farm. I feel like he makes those early game rotation hurt a lot. We're going to see a very early level 11 Juggernaut. I think Team Secret's in trouble with this draft. Of course, they do have the end be all with the Doom. So, what do you guys think?
And they have like Ice Blast counters a lot of the stuff that they have. So I feel like during team fight, if they can actually pull the perfect team fight with the fissure into like Ice Blast, they have a very good chance of winning the team fight. Even though if they fall behind, maybe say 5,000 gold or 7,000 gold from the laning phase.
I think Secret definitely has a superior team fight. I think it's up to Undying to kind of mess with the.
Yeah, they have to win the lanes, like, basically.
They have to win. I think the off lane most importantly.
We'll see if they'll be able to do it. Looks like we're going to get underway here. It's game number 1 of your grand finals for the Nanyang Championships. Let's go ahead and send it over to our casters now. It's LD and God. Gentlemen, take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We are live here in Singapore getting ready for game number 1 of this best of 5 showdown. Should be a doozy.
It should, LD. I'm excited. This is the best kind of possible outcome, the best matchup you could hope for in a grand finals. Hoping we get 4 or 5 long games, and just can't wait to see what these teams have in store for us.
All right, God. So introducing the teams now, as it is game 1, we're going to have Misery playing the Earthshaker. A momentary pause. See if we can fix this mini-map. Oh, we've got a moment here. We have the Chinese computers now, so we're adjusting last minute.
Looking at these drafts, it very much Team Secret seem to have the overall kind of team fight edge. But Vici Gaming, they've got the stronger lanes. They picked the Undying Alchemist first 2. And as much as we kind of talk about Alchemist being a hero you want to shut down, not as easier said than done. Like, you can apply a lot of pressure, but when he's just sitting there spamming acid farming away, there's not really any surefire way to shut him down. How's our mini-map looking, LD?
How do you remove the names? Do you know?
The names on
in the
minimap.
minimap.
It would be show hero icons on minimap with alt. There you go.
With alt?
Yep. The more you know.
Ah, I want the dots.
You want the dots?
I want the dots. I'll settle for this.
Okay. I see what you mean. I'll investigate in red.
All right. Well, in the meanwhile, gods, we heard the analyst breakdown of the draft. They went back for a Juggernaut pick after seeing the Ancient Apparition, so heavy reliance on heal for this lineup, and as they talked about, obviously Secret with the really scary mid-game team fight. Do you think Vici Gaming can win these lanes? Do you agree that they have to win the lanes to have a good shot in the mid-game? And if so, what are like some of the key matchups that you're looking for?
I don't like the idea of Vici Gaming's lineup falling behind. Alchemist always a hero who wants to be ahead in terms of his overall farm. He doesn't want to be playing catch-up. Similarly, like the Undying is very much meant to be a pressure hero. They don't play well if they struggle in the lanes. The only thing they've kind of got to fall back on is what looks to be a safe lane free farming Juggernaut for Burning. So if they fall behind early, everything comes down to Burning, rotating, finding successful key kills, and then turning the game around from there. For Secret, I mean, by no means have they outdrafted Vici Gaming here. They're very reliant, I think, on the AA Ice Blast in those team fights. If these Ice Blasts don't land, then you could be in for some trouble, because there's a lot of heal and sustain coming out on the Vici side. You've got Chemical Rage, Soul Rip, Healing Ward, and if you miss an Ice Blast, that could be the difference between winning and losing a team fight. Very likely will be.
Definitely agree. Like, to me, this game is almost entirely on Puppy. If he's on point with the Ice Blasts, fights could get really ugly very quickly for Vici Gaming, and he doesn't have that much setup. There's the sleep and there's the fissure, and that's potentially a Blink Echo later on in the game, but not always the most reliable, so that could be a little... hey, if anyone can handle the pressure, it's probably Puppy. Yeah. He's certainly been on all the big stages before.
Oh yeah, that's not going to be any problem for him. As far as nerves go in this matchup, I don't really feel either team is going to be nervous. Yes, it's a final, it's a best of 5, but both these teams so accomplished, and that's why they're here today on the last day in Singapore, because they've just had so many big matches like this, and it's going to come down to who's the better team, not nerves or just who chokes or anything like that. So
we haven't gotten your predictions yet.
Oh,
let's get you on the record here, so the fans can roast you if you're wrong. I don't know if you'll leave the building alive if you don't say Vici Gaming.
Yeah, Vici Gaming 3-0. Woo! Now we're talking. I think, I think it's going 5 games. That's my prediction.
Oh, it could be a long night then. Hope you guys have all, gotten some rest or are ready, caffeinated, hydrated. Make sure to use the bathroom occasionally. Now's a good time. As
Did you figure out your dots, LD? I've got you covered.
I have the icons.
Yeah, you can do
better
that.
Better than the name.
Minimap alt always on. I think that's what you're looking
Always
for.
on.
You don't want it always on.
I don't want it always on. Oh yeah, there you go.
We're in business.
Much better. I fixed all the other settings, but I did not check the minimap. So sorry, guys. All right. Game 1, still waiting here. It looks like Weeha needs to fix his settings. Something about the move directional thing. I don't know exactly what that means, but the
weird console commands that only pro players know.
Only 8,000 MMR point players.
Just 8,000 MMR things. So,
the new patch is causing us problems now.
Okay. Well,
we're dealing with it though.
Hey,
Jackie Mao is on the case.
Yeah. Not like they had a few hours to set up and test things, you know?
No. No, the bus did get here a little bit late in their defense.
No. They were too busy preparing their magnificent interview answers.
Oh yeah, they really went all out. And we are going to go all out here tonight, folks. Hope you're excited. Hope you're ready. Vici Gaming versus Secret, Game 1. Let's go. So gods, as always, Alchemist, it's all about that bounty rune early on. Do you see Secret being able to stop him?
I don't think they want to level 1 fight too much. They'll be happy just to trade 1-for-1 if possible. The Fish are pretty good at level 1 fighting, but you've got SF, you've got 5-man chilling touch, but I think this will just be a 1-for-1 trade. They even bring in, and Vici Gaming, recognizing the importance, bring in Burning as well. They want to make sure the Jug is here should a fight break out.
Weeha taking a page out of a Tunes book, perhaps, getting the symbols going nice and early. A little swag. Wake you up here in the evening in Singapore, and now the bounty rune will spawn. Looks like Alchemist will get his uncontested, so a nice start for Super. Should be that extremely fast. Well, not Bottle actually. He's gonna grab the boots first. They will get a D ward off here for FY. This is gonna be pretty big off the bat. Well, there you go.
Gotta give it to the Alchemist. He gets bonus gold for that. Come on, FY.
He wants to get his creep block. Forget that. He'll get creep gold. So it is going to be a dual lane on dual lane mid here to start, guys.
And they actually put Burning in the off lane, so wanting to put more pressure up there, give the Jug a nice easy time farming from the get-go.
Weeha taking some punishment early. They do have the Enfeeble going, but he's bruising. Highlight Die, he wants to fight. Oh, you want a piece of this, says Fender? He's going in. He's actually got the boots. I think he could have fought for that. Maybe worried about getting body blocked.
Yeah, you get enfeebled and then suddenly you don't know what's coming your way. Very good pressure early on. He's going to get back in time to stack as well, so pressures the lane, stacks the neutrals. This is the ideal start from Fenrir.
Yeah, making that mid lane nice and easy for Super, and he may need it as he is dealing with the Bane harass, but it doesn't seem to be slowing him down too much, guys. Already 5-1. So checking out the other lanes briefly. Ice on the Beastmaster safe lane. So it'll be FY's turn to pause here, but they kind of mix things up. Merlini talked about pressuring the enemy safe lane, presumably trying to slow down the Doom, but that is not exactly what we're seeing. Both teams sent their traditional offlaner to the safe lane.
Yeah, this isn't so much about pressure for Secret, rather than, I think, avoiding the lanes a bit to give Doom a better time in the laning stage so we can get more farm out of this. Because Ice is going to get more than enough XP. He can actually do pretty well in this 1v2 situation. I think Vici Gaming, with the way they've set their lanes, do have an early game edge, but very much they've got the draft that's meant to be strong in the laning stage.
Weeha gonna get forced back. He will salve up the courier, delivering a bit of regen as Highlight Die hangs back. He has about a TP scroll. But so far, Ice up against the dual lane, he's still getting his levels here, has a good amount of regen. So they're not really able to shut him down, and you compare that to Misery. He is also getting his levels, but he's been forced to use a whole lot more regen early on, so he may need to make a trip back to the well a bit sooner this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Puppy could be in some trouble here. That's a TP scroll.
And it's Fenrir, and they do not have any lockdown as of yet, so like you said, you can always TP out.
Yeah, so looking at some of the early game CSs, it feels slightly like Secret are getting a better time. SF and Doom both sitting on 10 CS, but still very early days. The really nice thing about the lane set for Secret is that they do have Misery guaranteed XP and farm. The offlane Shaker, Lumi mentioned on the panel, just doesn't seem to be working anymore. It just guarantees free farm for the enemy safe lane and doesn't even get much XP these days with the way teams use their full camps. So Misery already being level 3 and having at least some farm to work with is working. It's going to be very good for Secret in the mid game.
Yeah, despite the pressure on the Shadow team mid, Weeha getting closer to that bottle, but has been forced to spend a lot of money already on regen. Is the post up still 12 last hits so far, so he is getting his souls at the very least. So we'll keep an eye on Fenrir here, moving back to the jungle. Looks like another stack will be in order. for Super, always worth noting, does the Alk try to sneak in that early pointing unstable, or does he go full greed mode? For now, it will be another point in Previl's greed. Not looking for the early kills.
Actually going for the Soul Ring as well instead of the bottle.
This is something he's done quite a few times.
Yeah.
I believe I was casting with Winter, and he brought up that it just helps you clear the Ancients a bit more easily, because you have a little more overall mana regen.
Yeah, and it also, it's not like an item you have to sell later on, because you do build it. Well, no, sorry, you don't. We're not talking about the Octarine Code. So you eventually do replace it.
But you're Alchemist. Like,
Yeah,
you can afford to waste a little bit of gold, so to speak. Ice will chafe Pylai Die a little bit here, continues to harass him. How dare you go after my board? Maxim once. Fenrir joins the party. This is not going to be fun for these supports if they're caught on their own. We also keep eyes on Burning top lane. Looks like they maybe want to go, but the Doom's also here. Not the best time for Vici to engage. They do force out a Scorched Earth. Boar slowing things down, and the disengage. Just not very many easily killed heroes in that bottom lane at this stage.
Yeah, 4-minute rune coming up, and Pylai Die has to be a little bit careful with the Quillboar with the Undying coming into contest.
Might be a bounty rune grab finally for the Alchemist top. No, it's the Invis. It's the bounty bottom for Weeha. Couldn't get the board deny in time. Secret now. They suspect there's a ward in the neighborhood, and it looks like don't know if they saw it, gods. It is nighttime.
This is the first time we've really seen Vici Gaming. I think the big adjustment we're seeing them make is that they are pressuring Weeha more in the mid lane. Last time they were running these more dual lanes where Fenrir would spend time top. And this time Fenrir's just been mid, stacking as well as pressuring, but there's no actual results from it. Super is getting dominated in last hits in the mid lane, not something you'd expect considering how much time Fenrir has spent there.
Yeah, he is going to have something in the way of stacks to fall back on now. A triple stack at the big camp, but they're not slowing down the Shadow Fiend, as you're pointing out. So, Ice, closing in on a potential level 6, but he's a bit behind Misery in terms of the levels. They did share a bit with the Undying, so the early stages here, the laning stage, very even in terms of gold. Experience a slight lead for Secret.
If I'm Vici Gaming, the one thing that could make this early game a disaster is if somehow SF comes in and steals this big stack, so I think
it seems like they may want to, gods. They dropped down the sentry, they got a little bit of vision there for a moment, and they contest.
It would require Weeha to completely kind of heal up and smoke with his team into that neutral camp, and if Vici Gaming, probably aware that the SF level 6, approaching level 7, that's where this stack is at risk, so they're actually going to look to farm it now. They give Fenrir the solo lane at mid for a bit, and Alchemist making sure they secure this before Secret get a chance to swoop in.
Yeah, he will clear out the stack here slowly but surely, has the ultimate now, so can afford to take a little more punishment. And in good news for Vici Gaming, Burning is essentially free farming, so at least matching the Doom there. But
mid lane,
it's a
Fenrir.
Getting their move on Fenrir, does Soul Rip. Yeah, should be okay.
Very.
Slice also being pursued here as Eternal Envy goes deep for this. One auto attack might get the job done. The boar slowing him down, the Scorched Earth is going to wear off. Can they counterplay this? FY wants to get in position for it, but Doom has the phase boots, Quelling Blade, and see you later, guys. Tango through.
They can get a lift, but I don't think they can kill him. Maybe
they can with the creeps here. No, he can phase. Just phases. Keeps on walking. Slow and steady harass, though. The boar doing what he can. Maybe, just maybe FY can catch him. Nah, not enough. Well, that was going on. Looks like Burning almost got finished off top lane. They rotated 3 heroes in, but he was able to Blade Fury TP away in the nick of time. So both carries dodging bullets.
Yeah, so very much a kind of neutral early game between the two teams. No one's pulled ahead. I feel Vici Gaming come online a little bit early as far as they get a lot more out of their level 6s. A Beastmaster with a Roar, a Jug with an Omni Slash. There's a lot
They have a Mango here. I think they want to go for this. Roar. They're going to commit. Now the Fade Mode. Is it going to be enough firepower? It doesn't look like it. Ice, get the hell out of there. But FY keeps it going. The Zap, the kill. Oh my. And Ice lives to tell the tale to his grandchildren. He's away. I know, that Scorched Earth, gods, it hasn't even been nerfed just yet.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is that FY gets a solo kill out of that too, so he's now going to hit level 6 incredibly early on in this game. We've already got Spell Steal, a lot of good spells around. Stealing Scorched Earth on Rubik, stealing Fissure, even just SF Raises, Bane, Brain Snaps can do a lot of damage, so getting it this early is huge for Vici Gaming. On top of that, he's got the mana to support it with a fast Arcane Boots.
Ice with the Roar deployed. Nice thing about this, of course, the very low cooldown compared to some other off-lane initiators, so 20 seconds, he can go again.
Now's the time
continues to jump.
Yeah, now's really where Vici Gaming can get a lot out of potential smoke usages. With level 6s, I kind of mentioned the Omni Slash and the Roar, they've got a lot of kill potential. Secret, don't get the same kind of scary, oh, you've now, Ice Blast comes online soon, that's nice, but you need to set up somewhere from like an Earthshaker Fissure. Doom hitting level 6 again, it's some kill potential, but you need to invest a lot of heroes, where Vici Gaming, they just need 1 or 2 heroes, normally probably just 2 heroes to find a kill anywhere on the map. Like a Jug plus Beastmaster can kill anyone right now.
Ice Blast is about to come online for the side of Secret, so their own kill potential may amp up as they have Doom burning. Top lane fissure is there and should be going down. Yeah, the Doom will finish the job. So they got the nice fissure for Misery. Doom committed. This Eternal Envy will rotate early onto the top lane. This is also making life a little bit easier for Weehaw because they're dragging the rest of Vici away from the mid lane where they want to pressure. Mind Cold Feet was stolen, and Rubik has a pretty easy way to set that up. Might be able to find a kill. Seeing these heroes mid, Ice will begin to pressure the bottom lane now. Thor gonna drag the creep wave back. The Hawk will scout the trees. Not found the sentry just yet, so the gold has been slowed down just a little bit here, but still Super Gods. We're gonna see a fast relic. Already up to 3,600.
No one stopped his jungle farm. He may have been outlasted in the lane by a Shadow Fiend, but that's just one of those kind of factors which doesn't really decide outcomes of the game that early on. Like, you can get dominated in lane by CS, but as long as you've got catch-up days, supports have been vigilant and continuing to stack, you're always going to make up for it. And this is like one of your ideal kind of relic timings. 9 minutes in the game, he's got the money for it, and Vici Gaming continue to be aggressive, and this aggression is creating space for Burden.
He already used the Blade Fury, so Misery thought he was safe, and he was wrong! Tries to turn it though! He gets on the Enchant Totem, has no Echo, or he may have been able to get a counter kill. Ice Blast coming in, and it will connect on Burning. But not a whole lot of follow-up, no Doom available.
It's a Stolen Fissure too.
That's why with the Stolen Fissure, maybe he wants to try and steal something else. Eternal Envy though, last few spell, looks like it was the Scorched Earth. Not a bad spell for a Rubik.
Yeah, I think he'd rather hold on to the Fissure though right now. One of the best long-range initiation spells in the game.
Are you satisfied if you're Vici here? You're farming your Alchemist, the Doom is having a great start, and perhaps more importantly, Weehaw, leader in terms of CS. Yeah, some of them are jungle creeps, but he's still getting really good farm. Is this enough for Vici early
I think it's a really solid early game from Vici.
Oh, this could make it even more solid. Is they gonna roar? Pylai die? Maybe the defensive denied? No, sleep not good enough. Misery trying to rotate, but the counter fissure Aquai creates a cage and looks to fight, but now Super. He's also caged and he wants to get the hell out. He's been doomed. He drops low. A couple more auto attacks denied by Ice. Good counterplay, but he may go down as well. The Ice Blast taking him low. It's not quite enough. F5. The Stolen Fissure again. Connects on 3. They need more backup. There's the Blade Fury for Burden. They brought in the Tombstone, but Weehaw calmly finishes it off. It will cost them Sama. He's muscled down now at Decay. More and more of the little Doomlings getting the stuns off, setting them up for success here. Benrare, Ray says see ya. 3 dead and lucky not to use a 4th. FY, he tried to make the big plays. Eternal Envy tried to jungle with the Doom shards, but he underestimated the damage output of Secret in that fight, Gods.
Yeah, the Doom kill onto Alchemist being kind of the big key point to take out of that one. Alchemist gets Radiant slowed down. The Doom dies, but it's with SF getting a couple of kills. Bottom lane, Misery,
Misery, he popped the Fissure, and now they're gonna sleep. They don't have a Fiend Script just yet. The Ice Blast, bit off the mark there, as Bernie will just walk away. Let's get debuffed, but I want to point out that last fight, Puppey did 1,000 damage, the most on his team. This is a hero that they need to be respecting.
Yeah. And it's not just about the Ice Blast. Cold Feet, one of those spells with a ridiculous cast range that can get a lot done. Mid lane looks like they want to defend this tower. Weehaw takes a Tombstone, and
that's 2 Tombstones for him. They're giving away a lot of gold here. We'll deny the tower, so a small victory for Vici in that sense, but Secret happy with the map control they've attained. Now they drop down some aggressive wards, though one of them potentially could be dewarded here. Vici will have deck soon if they want to grab that. We are seeing kind of a switch in pace here from Vici Gaming. Not really looking to fight more, splitting up the lanes, trying to farm the map right now. Perhaps feeling like Secret is going to be the stronger team in the clashes.
Yeah, Secret starting to find their tempo, being able to combo the Fissure with the Ice Blast.
There's a big dive towards the bottom rune. Meanwhile, top lane looks like Master was being pursued a bit, but Ice will back out. Eternal Envy not able to connect there.
Interesting little pickup. Weehaw's now gone for a Shadow Blade. One of those items which the first use or two can sometimes secure you like a big kill. You can, and also stops heroes like Juggernaut just solo farming lanes if he's scared about a Shadow Blade Requiem initiation. Normally you think of an SF going on you, you're like, oh, just Blade Fury TP, but this Shadow Blade is
the debut. Birding, just good map sense here, but is it going to be good enough to sense the Shadow Blade sneaking near him?
Did he see that TP?
No, he did not.
Okay, that was
no vision. That was
sick map sense.
The creeps have now pushed in the tower, but they were not there when the TP came. It was more, somebody's off the map, I don't feel safe, I'm gonna just run.
And we have, much like a Batrider Blink Dagger, when you first get it, you want to find a big kill using it, but you don't want to stay missing off the map for too long, because you're not farming. He doesn't want to fall behind and just keep on rotating around, not finding pickoffs.
They're prepping for Ice Ice Ice. The Fissure from Misery actually blocks himself away, now Burning initiates. There's the counter kill for Vici Gaming, Tricky right back. TP gets cancelled, and with that, guys, it looks like they will secure a tower top. Well, maybe not. Burning, even though the TP gets cancelled, he's afraid of other heroes rotating in. Only his eyes on 2 out of 4 currently. And the Doom in particular, the one that scares him. But now FY joins the lane. And they will bring down the tower top. So Vici Gaming, they strike back. But as that's happening, Secret are chunking down bottom as well. We big hitter right now. Where's your Alchemist? He's got Radiance, but man, he is still so squishy.
This has very much been a game of trades. Neither team has pulled ahead at really any stage so far, and the goal graph kind of reflects it. This is a 1,000 net worth lead. That is just negligible here. It's like a tower gets taken, now it's back to 0 probably. This is, you take a tower, we take a tower. You find a pickoff, then we get a counter pickoff. Very much each team going blow for blow with one another right now, and we haven't seen a big breakthrough yet from either team.
Secret, I guess the one big thing is the map control here. With the tier 1 down mid, they may be able to push out these lanes and pressure more as they smoke. Don't believe it was seen here by the
Look at Ice Ice Ice. He's positioned such that he can scout the smoke out, hug the tree line, and his Hawk will see them. So if they rotate through the jungle, very likely it's going to be unsuccessful.
Ah, God. I'm not sure they'll see this one coming, but Vici Gaming, at the very least, getting a little bit of pressure top lane. The healing ward was deployed, only level 1.
Beam ping down.
The Ice Blast.
Darrow's nearby.
Can they fight into this is my question.
I don't think they haven't got enough heroes yet.
They're gonna try. They get the roar from Puppy. No Ice Blast would be huge here. The Necro Book doing some work, slowing Puppy down, but the Fissure comes in. A massive foray of nukes as they will sleep and then beat down the Necro Book. So Puppy lives to tell the tale, which means your Ice Blast is still online. But Ice Ice Ice, one-man army trying to stop this. Help the out. He's TPing right in. There's an Echo Slam available from Super. Doomed, even though he's chemical range will be enough. He gets blown up. The counter Fissure from FY. They're going to lift up Highlight Eye, toss him back down. The Tombstone's doing some work here, but it seems so not quite enough. Weehaw wants to finish it. They're committing. Slowly trying to find a way to play this. Learning he has the Echo, or rather the Omni Slash, but it's too late. And Weehaw will get the Aegis, and maybe his 3rd Tombstone of the game. My God.
Just too cocky from Super, thinking he can just TP into 5 heroes. He had he pre-casted Chemical Rage, but that's not going to stop you going down. It's not going to even help against the Ice Blast. Very kind of suicidal move coming out from Super, and that was just not the way to take that fight.
Took that fight.
Yeah, they should either need to not take it, or Super needs to be the last one going in. Your Jug can try and rush in, using like Blade Fury to protect himself. Undying similarly, you're always going to lose 1 or 2, and it's going to be the 1 or 2 who go in first, and that's just not where you want the Alchemist to be.
And remember, they do have the Stolen Fissure, and even with it, Vici have struggled to burst these secret cores down. Starting to get a bit tankier. The Ice back on the prowl top lane. He does have a roar online. Doom is cooling down. But he's going to need some backup if he wants to go for the kill here on Eternal Envy.
Oh, man. Secret
are already up.
They're so strong right now. They've even got a Blink Dagger on Shaker already. They're smoking up. They smell blood right now. They've got an Aegis on their side. It's time for them to go.
Not scouted here is the Smoke Squad. Rotates in, but Miwan mid lane. Looks like Bernie wants to go. He's got Omni Slash. He's just out of range. Oh, he gets it! Man, that was a long jump. And now, top lane, hello, Ice. Say hello to my little friend. He picks up right where he left off in the last time these two teams faced gods with more big plays. And now in the mid lane, the Blink Dagger reveal. FY goes splat as Secret will counter initiate, finding yet another kill. We have 2 for 1 around the map and only a support Bane going down. Seems like they're getting just enough kills here to be in the driver's seat.
Yeah, it's Secret starting to gain momentum. Super trying to fight when he wasn't ready to. And also, like, yeah, he's top of the net worth still, but a normal Alchemist game right now, you'd be about 3,000 net worth ahead of Shadow Fiend, so even 4,000. The lead for Super is not big enough on Alchemist, and there's still a lot of issues for Vici Gaming. They can't fight into the Aegis, and if anyone gets jumped or picked off, they're very likely to go down. You can't rely on your defensive heals when you're playing against the Ancient Apparition.
Will be the S&Y build-up now for Weehaw. Pretty much his bread and butter Shadow Fiend play as we've seen as of late. Plus the Shadow Blade and then just heads not to get the early BKB. And not even sure if he'll get one anytime soon this game, but for now he's the man in front, the Siege Engine. As Secret starts to bang away on the tower top lane. No real defense in sight, gods, and there's a worry here for me. Look at the Vici Gaming draft. They are not the best when it comes to deep pushing these lanes.
Yeah, and I think this is going to be Vici Gaming looking for trades as much as possible.
Bottom tower is being
They
attacked.
lose their tier 1 top tower, they'll swing towards mid, but again, Secret are always, for the last 5 minutes have been one step ahead. They get to Roshan before Vici Gaming are set up and positioned to defend. They take the top tier 1 tower before Vici Gaming is in position to counter push the mid lane and take a tower of their own. So by the time Vici Gaming realize what's going on, they've already lost the tower and it's too late because Secret ready to defend.
Aston Y complete. Aegis still has about 2 minutes. What do you reckon Secret are looking for with this Aegis? Are they satisfied already? Do they need to take more objectives? What's the game plan here?
Very much kind of, it doesn't have to be a farming Aegis, but it's transitioned into that because Vici Gaming do not want to fight. So if you group up, push a lane with 4 to 5 heroes, you're going to get a tower here. The main thing is reversing an Alchemist, so you don't want to over 5-man. Something that Secret are really good at is being efficient on the map with their farm, splitting up their heroes, and also just like being very annoying to deal with because of the split push factor. So I think 5-manning is just going to give Vici Gaming too much.
Shadowblade used to get Weehaw over to the top lane. Looks like he was hoping to find solo kill, but nobody on Vici Gaming away from a tower, so they will hang on now. Also want to point out they do have a sentry here, so wise to Weehaw's tricks, at least for the time being. They're going for a battle here in the Juggernaut gods. Not always the build-up that we see. Matumba Man has gone for it on occasion. Birding's like, yeah, this is not the lane for me. So they really want to play this farm game.
Yeah, I don't think they have too many other options. With a failed gank at top, they immediately TP bottom and smoke. That Hawk, though! Oh, they were in range. Vici Gaming know this is coming. And I believe the best plan is, yeah, they're TPing towards mid and top. They just don't want to fight right now. ISISI is going to TP out as well. We'll actually pop the smoke.
Long TP there, but
Yeah.
he will make it out. Only man whose smoke was not blocked, or broken, was Misery.
Great Hawk position from ISISI.
Comes at a pretty crucial timing as the Shivas is now up for Eternal Envy. Big items piling out for Secret. 20 minutes in, the game has definitely slowed down. You look at the pips on the graph and it's gotten a bit quiet as of late. Guys on Pylai Die top, super. As nighttime looks like you won't quite find him, but Vici are smoked. They're gonna move in deep with FY here. They know Secret was just in the jungle. They find Eternal Envy. They get the roar up, but at the same time the Scorched Earth is going and they don't even want to touch that. Run! Doom will finish off a couple of creeps. Ice Blasts flying in that general direction will go right through FY. But most importantly, guys, Vici do avoid the fight.
Yep. And they tried to find that smoke, trying to find the pickoff on someone like Pi at top lane, knowing that Secret rotated 3 heroes bottom. That is the safest place to go for a kill. But ultimately, a Bane kill is not going to really change things for them or add much to their current position of the game. So it's much safer just to fall back, get a bit of farm, than risk going too close to a tier 2 tower and the threat of a Secret counter initiation.
Weehaw, he's in pretty aggressively here, and there is actually a Radiant Sentry. Out of vision currently, Axes will push out the wave. The Invis Rune gonna wear off, but he still has a Shadowblade if he wants to move in a bit deeper. Not going to just yet, and meanwhile top, FY desperately trying to farm up that likely Blink, maybe 4 staff, but judging by how he's saving his gold, seems like he does want the Blink for the playmaking capabilities.
Yes. And what are the kind of dream spells this fight? Fissure still going to be fantastic. If you're still an Echo Slam, you've got Blink Echo capabilities. If you're Fast Fingers, you can take the Doom, but I think Fissure is still probably one of the most likely spells that he can grab continuously in a team fight. Bane, of course, with Fiend's Grip, something you can't prevent getting stolen if you're channeling. Another problem spell for someone like an SF to deal with.
You mentioned that. At the same time, we saw Pi's Bane earlier this tournament. Oh, actually, I think it was Puppy's, but Secret's Bane was just so well positioned with the grips that even against FY's Rubik, he never managed to steal it. So it is a very stealable spell, but
you want to talk about
discipline.
Yeah, talking about the save this game, Misery just Echo Slammed a creep wave, and very much on purpose. He's like, I want to push out this wave quickly, and then just backs off. That's Secret saying, we don't really care to fight anytime soon. It may have not been on purpose, may have been a misclick, but either way, it looked like he was just Echo Slamming and then backing off after clearing a creep wave, and...
Well, after that Echo, they probably don't care to fight, whether or not that was the intention originally. We'll wait it out.
Slowing things down a lot.
Well, this maybe plays into Birdname's hands here. Gets the Battle Fury now. I mean, let's pretend the team's farm for 45 minutes, guys. Let's say they take it nice and slow. Okay. Alchemist starts giving away Aghanim Scepters. Doom has that refreshers of potentially Aghanims. The nerf is not hit just yet until after this patch, or until after this tournament, I should say. Do you have a preferred team at that point? Does either lineup go better late?
If they're both just farming equally, I mean, Vici Gaming they're playing with 7 item slots on every hero because every hero has a pretty good Ags upgrade here. Rubik, Beastmaster, Jug, Undying, like they're all decent Ags upgrades, so you've got that added kind of strength in your lineup. Overall, though, I feel Secret's teamfight will start to fade off once BKBs get picked up against the Shaker and AA. These are heroes that will somewhat fall off.
Ice getting caught out, the Blink Shivas, but there's no Doom mana available. Not sure if it will matter though, as Ice gets caught by the Cold Feet Burning. Will Blade Fury TP out, so they lose the Beastmaster there. And it ended up not costing them a Doom. There's the Blink Lift. He doesn't have a BKB. Do they have any form of lockdown here aside from that stun? Yes, sir, they do. Burning, Omni slashing Weehaw to bits. So they trade their offlane Beastmaster for the streaking Shadow Fiend mid.
This has just been a game of trades. The highest lead all game has been 1,000 net worth. That is unprecedented. 23.5 minutes in. No one's been able to take a lead. Experience-wise, yeah, a little bit more for Secret. They've had the extra kill and just been a bit more kind of split up on the map, but an Alchemist, of course, getting bonus gold basically through getting less farm. So Secret, though, I think we'll probably start to feel their lineup maybe on a bit of a clock. Doom can go very well to the late game, as does the SF, but once kind of those utility items come out, be it things like Lincoln Sphere, Lotus Orbs, it gets a lot harder for a Doom to play in late game scenarios.
Feels like it all comes down to initiation if it does go late. Does the Shaker get the jump? Will Rubik interrupt somebody and steal a precious spell? Or is there a double Doom on 2 carries? At that point, you're probably dead. FY, the Fissure off the mark here. Misery guesses the wrong way. Echo not gonna happen.
You know,
that's why,
he was so next level, he blinked and waited for the Fissure before he TP'd.
Yeah.
And the Fissure actually missed, but he's thinking, okay, I'm gonna get Fissured, it's gonna hit me, but wait 2 seconds, then TP out.
And then if he wants to kill me, he probably has to commit the Echo, because the Enchant Totem may very well not be in range. So it's risky to use it there. So in the end, Weehaw gonna farm up the Ancients. See Ice moving towards the top rune, and I guess, gods, it's gonna be about Roshan number 2, coming in 8 seconds.
Yeah, and unlike last time, I just feel Vici Gaming should be giving it up. It doesn't really hurt their overall game plan, which to me is play for that ultra late game. Secret probably want to strike earlier, which is why giving them an Aegis is a bit dangerous. You may lose a tier 2 tower or 2, but you've got this. You've got the outbuild, the Radiance, Manta, Octarine Core, the Naga Siren type play that can come out from Super to keep the lanes pushed out. You can creep wave skip, you can just apply pressure such that Secret can't 5-man down the lane and expect to threaten your high ground. So I feel Vici Gaming are very good at stalling the game out and defending against pushes by just counterplaying. Again, looking for those trades, which Secret don't really seem to have a way of preventing.
Been a game of keep away, and so far, seems like it's a game of farming now. Vici Gaming, that 1 kill earlier, apparently gave them a big spike in net worth. And aside from that, there's just been no real activity.
He's got 2 KHP and a lot of armor.
He blinks in, and it's into FI. There's an Omni-Slash here, but I'm not sure it's enough firepower against the Shiva's guard of the heal. Burning barely tickles the mighty Doom, and see you later. Possibly FI as well. They want a second. They'll get it. Sama decapitating Vici Gaming. That was a bold maneuver, gods.
Yeah, that was a bit poorly thought out. They had plenty of time to kind of click his items. They can see he's sitting on 2k HP. He's got 20 armor. They knew his items. He didn't even have Scorched Earth up, which is, I think, why they thought they could go on him. It's like, oh, a Doom without his Scorched Earth. Let's fight. But
they're gonna roar now. Maybe Eternal Enemy's overextended. Yep, you betcha.
Well, that's how you kill him. You bring in more heroes, more firepower, more damage.
Just say, Eternal Enemy, blink up the hill into our entire team. Yeah, we'll take you down. Vici Gaming, gonna be happy with that. And now the BOT's coming out for the Shadow Fiend. So Weehaw gods, not going for early max combat. Very much a mobility build from the Shadow Fiend. A little bit more focused on farming. A little bit more focused on late game for him.
And just, it plays into the slow pace of this game and the play styles we're seeing where being able to rotate very quickly to another lane, like if you get scouted top with 2 or 3 heroes, your opponents are always, like for Vici Gaming, they're always going to be like, okay, Secret's committed 3 to 4 heroes to this part of the map, let's then counter push the other side of the map. So having boots to travel to counteract the kind of Rat Dota type play, and also, more importantly, find the kills, because Vici Gaming are playing keep away, you need to be able to catch up and remain active, which is where a 45-second cooldown boots to travel is the way to go for Weehaw.
Be an opportunity for Vici Gaming to make a move. They are in the dark right now. At what point do you think we see a gem come into play, Gods? Is this the point where Vici Gaming should be grabbing one? They do have the Beastmaster, they also have the Necro 3, so maybe they don't need it. But it feels like Vision has been really important so far.
I think both teams want one quite soon. AA probably just to help also scout out the Hawks, and you've got the Vortex. These Hawks are preventing Secret from finding pickoffs the entire game.
So preventing them from any road shenanigans.
He just ice blasted. Get the hell out of my pit! It actually expired.
but that's how much he loves Daryl.
These Hawks are actually the reason Vici Gaming kept in this game, and now are actually starting to pull away a little bit on farm.
Just this endless trickle of annoying minions streaming around the map, ice. Even when he's not actually trolling, it still feels like he's a pain in the rear. Secret are gonna smoke now. 3 heroes moving towards the Radiant Ancients. They start painting out back near the top tower. They may intercept Super on the retreat. This could be very big. They have the Blink Shivas, the Doom available, but Super is going to bypass the gank. Maybe instead they go mid. FY, Fissure's there, Ice Blast, got him. Didn't even need the combo there, but now the Doom comes out on Ice. This is an Omni he's used, starting engaging, getting some decent Blade or Battle Fury splash there, but not quite enough to withstand this pounding. It's too much right-click damage and he will go down. Ice unable to engage Super running in. They're going at one at a time though, God. They're not fighting as a full 5-man squad, and they're going to lose 3 for that. The out's done, casually lobbed out. There's still an echo here, though. Vici have to be careful. Very uncoordinated engagement from them.
Yeah, the Omni Slash being split evenly between 3 heroes, and Secret able to survive and tank it up. Very much Vici Gaming's undoing there. They had the outboots to travel and really wanted to try and counterplay and teamfight it, but I don't think, as soon as they've lost 1 hero, I think Secret has a very big teamfight edge. They already have the better teamfight lineup with SF, Shaker, AA, and you take 1 hero out of the picture and one of Vici Gaming's best teamfight specialists, FY Rubik, you probably should have just left him to die and not tried to fight it.
Yeah, they could become even a better specialist if they decide to give him an early eggs. But for now, Secret will grab that Aegis for Weehaw immediately. Still made the boots to travel top. Looks like he may be the one to build the Assault Cuirass here, Gods. He's picked up a Hyperstone, so quite an offensive build. Weehaw fairly low on his HP. He's focusing very much on
It's defensive because of the big armor boost it gives against Omni Slash. Jug was actually picked up a lot, like you go back to 6.83 as a hero to deal with the SF, because SF is bad at tanking up the Omni Slash. He's often kind of isolated in a fight and brought down, so he wants a lot of armor to survive it. Then you've got a Doom with 20 plus armor and SF with 20 plus armor, and you're in business. You can go for like an Ice Armor creep on a Doom, but the Alpha Wolf, the Pack Leader's aura is just so insanely good that you'd much rather itemize to get armor and then hold on to the Alpha Wolf aura.
Now, Super's getting to 6 slots now. He gets the AC.
Yeah, he's
25k net worth.
When you're normal 6 slot, you get AC, then you could get your Abyssal Blade, and then you're pretty much start pulling Ag Scepters. You could consider the Moonshot at some point.
Yeah, and at some point we do see a lot of Alks. They will end up selling the Octarine, sometimes even the Manta.
Yeah.
If they want to be more just like a pure right-click BKB, MKB Abyssal type build, but that's looking an extra 4 items down the road, which is what, maybe 20 minutes here or less.
Yeah. And one of the big problems with Vici is that Jug just hasn't been a big threat in any of these fights. You got a few really nice
coming out. They are going to isolate Fenrir off the bat. Fenrir will go down. This is right when F-White jumps in, but he's still in the fissure. The stun's there from Super. He looks to engage a Weehaw. Weehaw not dead just yet, has the Aegis though. They're committing a lot for the Aegis carry. They will pop it. Now do they re-engage? Over the top comes the Doom. It's going to be the 2 beefy bruisers duke it out, but he's already got the ultimate, so he's going to survive. The Fissure coming in again. F-Boy with the huge plays through this. Is the burning Omni Slash. Came over the top, and F-Boy swags all over their corpses. Blinking in, uses the raise, gets another kill. Still a 2 for 3, but remember they also cracked the Aegis, and Gods, they save both of their key cores here. It looks like a win for Vici.
Are they going back in? That's Rihas. He may die here.
Weehaw getting stunned, getting caught. There's no beat script. Defensive sleeve, not going to be enough. Weehaw goes down as well. Vici Gaming seizing momentum, freeing an Aegis, and keeping both of their carries alive. As Super begins to die up. Yeah, he doesn't want to go quite that far.
That's an AA, 2 supports. He's not really in trouble here, but
maybe. Another Starlight dying came in to help him. Secret a bit out of position and getting punished 1 by 1. They will go down, and now the dive. Super wants the team wipe. He's gonna get it. It looks like close. The Radiance burn. He's almost got it. the polished play that we saw in Secret in the winner's bracket, gods.
You know, these players didn't say much, but the one word Envy did say was Alchemist. In their pre-game interviews, it was very much like, Alchemist is the one scariest thing about versing Vici Gaming, and we're seeing it here. Super now 12,000 net worth ahead of both Secret cores, and very much the reason we see that team fight. He got doomed, but he had the chemical rage up and they could not bring him down.
All of a sudden, that characteristic Vici Gaming killer instinct, they break the base, they're gonna surge forward, on the backside, FY will die, but they're still looking to take Elena Braxia, the melee already down. Alchemist just sprinting, doing laps around the Dire base, really doesn't care.
And that was a Doom kill.
That was a Doom kill on the
Rubik. Can't really fight this. They won't have the Doom, and Vici just say, yeah, we'll back off. We got melee racks. We don't need the range racks now.
It's going to be a great Ice Blast here. Catches 3. But doesn't seem like too many will get in range. Weehaw, maybe he can auto-tech Burning Down. He does have pretty good move speed. The phase boots are activated. Glimmer as well. Well played by Fenrir to cover his carry's retreat. Coming in from the side is Ice Secret. They might be out a bit far. Ice, no, he gets gripped. No roar for him. But they still engage forward. Super's got 1 kill. They're committing a lot for the Alchemist, but he's healed up. He's kept alive. Looks like he may go into the chilling punch now. No, he barely backs out. Puppy, podium in place. Can they chunk him down? Can they slay the beast? Yes, Secret finally beat down the Alp God. 10k ahead in net worth. They might lose Fender as well. Oh my. It's Vici's turn to overextend. 3 kills. They did get the Lane of Rax gods, and they did get the Bane, but it cost them pretty heavily.
That Cold Feet just latching onto the Alchemist, proving immensely important to win that fight, and Vici Gaming with a...
It's an Araxis. I said, let's all relax.
Yeah.
Chill. Can we just be friends?
This being our first game is just, I mean, this file's already continuing where they left off in their winning bracket. That was a 2-0 for Secret, but that was 2 of the best matches we've seen since TI.
And Eternal Envy played some of the best Dota he's ever played to carry them. You remember that Roche fight? He kills the Roche, he gets the Aegis, he gets 2 more kills. He's wasted like 5-10 minutes of their time with just remnancing away at the last possible moment, and it's a little bit harder on the Doom. Yeah, the hero can dominate team fights, but he's not that hero that can make those crazy, like risky offensive plays where you just cut creep waves, constantly dive supports. He's only got the 1 Doom at this stage, so at best he's taking 1 hero out of the picture.
Yeah, and a great hero in the late game, but not quite as versatile as an Ember Spirit. Something which has carried Secret across the finish line a number of times is the ability to split push, drag heroes towards you. Doom doesn't have that same mobility that an Ember Spirit brings to the table, and we're kind of seeing it here a little bit where Secret aren't playing as ratty as they normally will with their lineup. They've got an SF who kind of can, but without a BKB. I don't think BKB was an item that helps against Alchemist, Jog, Beastmaster Raw, but very much there's a lift and an Alch stun. It's enough that Weehaw cannot split push by himself, so Secret forced to play slightly different to what you'd normally see from them.
Well, after that little sequence of events, Alchemist sitting on 5k gold. What's it gonna be? Does he start getting the Aghanim Scepters for his teammates? Is he still looking to farm for himself, gods? What do you think?
I don't feel there's any one Ags upgrade that's going to be a huge game changer. Probably...
Hello? Okay, yeah. He wanted the hero kill, but he's going to settle for the courier. Now there's a jump forward from Eternal Envy. Yeah, he's got the Ags, but Burning is going to be very hard to chase down. Is he going to commit for it? FY, clipped by an Ice Blast earlier, and stole the level death.
Yeah, no Ice Blast means Burning will survive. AA plus Doom, also a great combo. We kind of talked a bit about what were the potential second picks that Secret could go for after the Doom, and AA just has great synergy. You get someone low, they can't be healed up, and you also just make sure that you've got that little bit of extra damage from the shadow.
It does get the lift, but it's on a forced staff back as Eternal Envy will be brought towards safety. I believe that was Puppy who got him out.
I think Secret really trying to press the issue because they know that the courier was carrying some valuable item pickups. So while Vici Gaming do have this like 5,000 to 6,000 gold lead, it's very much in just gold they're kind of holding on to right now. So everything they got from that last fight, they haven't been able to pick up yet. The courier now taken out means that Secret want to kind of try and find a fight if possible.
Another form of initiation here for Secret. Shadow Blade grabbed by Misery. If there wasn't already enough cause to consider a gem, that Necro 3 not always available. Maybe something they look towards now.
Not often you see a game go this long without gem pickups. Neither team with like ideal candidates to carry a gem. Beastmaster actually can completely take that back. Very good with a gem. AA probably the ideal here to have it on the Secret side, and
the 5v3 item.
There we go. That's an item pickup.
Yeah, this is the item that can win you the game.
Now it becomes a game of initiation. Do you jump this Doom? You bring him down before he gets off a single Doom, then you win the game if you're Vici Gaming. Vice versa, if Secret get off 2 Dooms on key targets, the fight is just straight up lost for Vici Gaming. The other big thing I talked about at the very start before it began was these AA Ice Blasts are going to be teamfight decides as well. A Doom target can be kept alive through heals, but if they're hit by an Ice Blast as well,
Dire's middle tower taking damage.
Maybe the Alp, if his ult's going and they don't Ice Blast him, can live for a while, but outside of him, they all do feel rather frail. They're going to group up behind Weeha on the back of this, but Vici already up the 1 melee rack, so looking to split push elsewhere. Turtle Envy popping the Shivas, jumping forward. Ice is going to turn. He blinks on the range, then he goes second for the roar. Super, where's the backup? They're going to need more here. They try to engage F-Wise, jumping in. He's still on the feed script in the midst of the fight, but they've zoned Super back. He's not able to fight. They lose the Rubik, a sacrificial play from FY's Misery. Hunting. There's the enchant totem to start. Club Fenrir looking for the fissure soon in 1 second. Don't need it. They lose the Undying as well.
Bit sloppy.
He did commit the refresher there, but he did use the second Doom.
And Vici did not have... Jug was just at top, but like the shop just finishing a couple of items, it looked like, and...
He's almost got the Manta now. Courier should be...
He also has a Blink Dagger, I believe, on the Courier for the Jug.
He's got Manta, he's got Blink.
I think it may even be... Is it a Skadi or a Manta this game?
I believe he had the Manta recipe.
Okay, yeah, he's got the recipe. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Obviously, something that can really mess up a Doom in a team fight. You pop the Manta when he jumps in, maybe he dooms the wrong unit, maybe he just doesn't want to cast the Doom and then gets chain stunned, though chain stunning this beefy bugger is not going to be easy. Now he's got a Reaver, 21 armor, 3,000 health.
Yeah.
Let's get Diffusal Blade grab from Burning. It looks like this is designed to somewhat counter that puppy Ghost Scepter.
Yeah, good against the Ghost Scepters and just ensuring that you get kills on heroes you initiate on. Not to mention, pretty good damage. This item gives a lot of agility, and it's always good on agility carries.
All right, gods. It's about that time of the game where Alchemist is done farming for himself. He has spent a bit of gold now.
He's got an Axe coming.
Axe number 1, inbound.
Yeah. First goes the way of Burning,
Whose lucky day is it?
Jug, he gets more stats from it. He's going to be tankier, harder to kill with Doom, and the Omni Slash, a lot more damage. So with a Blink and decent agi, he can do huge damage with the Omni Slash.
He's out far. They're going to use the Crow here to bring in reinforcement. Pie roared outside the base. The stun comes through. The Courier might even be in trouble. No, hope he bursts down. Courier, however, will limp away. Quick and decisive. Now the Aghanim's officially construction completed. Let's see who's going to get it.
Yeah, and I feel like
last time it was Ice, but it may be different this time.
It's the Jug.
On the Jug.
Mr. Burning. And a big problem that Vici were having until they won that fight and took racks was that Jug didn't really have a huge impact in fights, the Omni Slash damage being negated by the armor items, and now he's actually caught up. He was about 6k plus.
He leads the way, he's going to jump on a Super, but he got off the ult. Does he still want to Doom? Yeah, he does, and then Misery! 3 heroes completely caught out! Super trying to man fight, but he can't do it alone, and now Burning forced to blink, turn, tail, and run. My god, that was quite the echo. Almost finds Ice, but there's the level death. They'll catch him out as well, slapping him down. A gigantic dunk from the Shaker.
Misery.
My god.
Big. Puppy as well, landing the Ice Blast on the Alchemist, that once he got doomed, he was not getting the Chemical Rage regen, which could have kept the Alk alive as well during that fight, but Secret just gained the better initiation. Great use of the smoke, catching Vici by surprise, and this is coming as Roche is back, so Secret may get an Aegis out of this as well. First priority seems to go for a tier 2 high ground and possibly even, forcing those buybacks by going for the high ground.
Well, how do Vici avoid that? Do they need better vision here? Is the Hawk mispositioned? Like, obviously that's the type of fight they don't want to be taking.
The Hawks were pushed further forward, expecting Secret to be in defensive position, so they were not ready for the smoke to come from behind, but ultimately it's just something at this stage of the game. Even with Hawks up, you never know when those smokes are coming, so you've got to kind of just be very disciplined. It's not things you just straight up avoid.
Yeah, I found Ice here. Omni Slash coming through. He's got a Doom available. There's the lift, trying to lock him in place and smack him down. EE will fall. A big grab for Burning, ending a mega kill streak. Though it does come at the cost of an Aegis, but one gods that
they were
unlikely to contest.
They had no way to fight that Aegis regardless, so that's a important kill for Vici Game to find, and they're actually going to look to fight into this. Thanks, Envy. Just in case we forgot.
Some intimidation tactics here. Yeah, I'm going to give you some info and then beat you anyway.
Okay.
They are going deep here, gods, but nobody on the map. Puppey just casually chilling in the fountain. Oh my. This may be the biggest item pickup of the game, even more than the refresher. Aghanim Scepter now coming out for the Ancient Apparition, and he never got the Midas. Puppey has done it simply by not dying. 4-1-7 against this lineup.
Oh, we are barely TPs away from this gank in time. If they found him, they just kill him twice with ease.
Things will settle down a bit now. Of course, the Age is still up on the Shadow Fiend, and in terms of gold, yeah, there's an Alchemist in this game, but we are not seeing it on the graph. You get ahead with that hero, gods, and of course it does tend to rubber band a bit.
He threw 4,000 gold to a teammate, though, so...
Well, I mean, in terms of the overall...
Oh, yeah. The overall gold exchange has very much gone Secret's way after that big team fight. Still the 1-Rax advantage, a tier 3 mid also down. And we're going to see more and more Ag Scepters get pulled, I imagine. May finish off something like an Abyssal Blade, but very much an item which, for Super, these fights come down to whether or not he gets doomed and Ice Blasted or not. So I don't even know if Abyssal Blade is going to be the best item pickup for him here. He may rather go for something a bit more defensive.
It almost feels like he has to just like take a doom for the team and buy back or something, because somebody's getting doomed in these fights.
I like that. That's how like traditionally we saw like dooms kind of get beat in the late game. You just have buybacks from the cores who are getting doomed and just buy the back and take a fight knowing that doom's now on cooldown.
Big committed jump here from Secret as they smoke in deep in Radiant territory. Don't think the actual smoke was scouted, but they have a lot of deep vision, and currently the only hero they have seen is Eternal Envy, who of course has Boots of Travel, though they are cooling down. Vici backing off. They're going to buy perhaps the most important item right now. It's not a big fancy Aghanim Scepter, it's just an Observer Ward. They need that vision so they don't get jumped like they did before mid. Definitely, you know, sometimes you see an outgame, gods, and it's like, okay, he's just going to farm his way to victory. He's going to be 5 items up on the enemy carry 30 minutes, and he's going to give 2 Aghanim Scepters to his teammates, and they could just basically brute force it to the enemy base. This is not one of those games.
This is going to come down to, strangely, the supports. Whether Misery can hit a huge Blink Echo Slam like that, whether Pet Puppey lands at Big Ice Blast, Bean Script, whether you can lock down a core with it, and similarly on the side of FY, can he counterplay this with the Rubik?
He does have the Force Staff, using it. Weeha still pursuing. Blake's out. Weeha didn't want to let him go that easy. Back here, buddy. He won't make it home. And the Rat intensifies. Ice with his own Blink Dagger, obviously good for initiation, but also a great item to just split push, and brings them now to 2 Blinks, actually 3, running FYs, as well as the Force Staff. It seems Vici with that 1 melee Rax advantage that they still hold, as well as the low range Rax bottom. And the exposed Rax mid, they may try to take this game by not actually fighting at all.
Yeah, this game feels like we're at a bit of a stalemate right now, and it's Secret who are more looking to break it, but by the continuous split...
Deleted! 1 fissure, 1 auto attack, that's all it takes, and guess who does not have the buyback gods?
Yeah. Not a great high ground defender anyway, so I don't... It helps a little bit having the Undying, the bonus the amp damage coming out from a Flesh Golem for a team fight is pretty massive and an underrated aspect of the hero, but the rest of the Vici side still alive and ready to defend, and also ready to split push.
Creeps might turn out to be the true heroes here for Vici Gaming. Coming home to defend was Misery.
Radiant's top
Beastmaster does have the Necro Bulk. Pretty close.
Ice wanted to just go for a backdoor play. If Secret pushed high ground, he was going to try backdoor the melee Rax.
The thing they're lacking here, though, are multiple Boots of Travel. They've only got 1 on the Alchemist right now. They may need him for that high ground defense with the Acid Spray.
I think Secret very wary of that. Envy's been in too many situations where not having a TP or getting just counter pushed has been the end of his game, and Ice still positioned very aggressively here in the bottom lane, just waiting for a pick-off to come his way.
And you can see the calls being made now by Secret. Get this bottom lane pushed out. This is the lane where we don't have the melee Rax. And then we'll try to go for an objective. They've already gotten the mid tower. Satanic now complete on the Shadow Fiend. Weeha getting ever more tanky. They may have the firepower they need to bulldoze it down, and especially if they're able to grab that rune, gods. Double damage bottom.
Oh, this expires. We now going
well, never mind. No longer. A game-winning runes on Ice, nothing at all, but they have got a roar, and Weeha bottom. There's the Aux stun. Not the hero they want to focus. They see that Satanic, and now the punishment's gonna come. Eternal Envy will take down Ice Ice Ice. That's one Doom committed. Has the refresher though. They're hunting Super here. Ice Blast ready in 10. He's a bit too far away, it looks like, but Eternal Envy leaps forward, has the Shivas. He's gonna crack it and just barely clipping Super. That's gonna slow him down enough, and they get up the Doom. They try to block him in. He runs right through and just goes kapooey. But meanwhile, Midgod, the rack intensifies. They've taken almost entirely range racks here. Did they manage to cut the wave? No, they didn't. They may need to use some buybacks.
They're going to commit the SF to the mid lane, which means that for Secret you want to defend with as fewer heroes as possible, and right now it's just Envy holding the top lane, and he can TP back in 20 seconds.
Secret muscling up mid. They're going to raise out the wave. Weeha's the man in front. Puppy close behind him. In terms of the vision, right now they get a Fissure. It's on 2. Fissure again with the jump up burning. No sense to play for dodge it. They're going to buy back. It's a triple buyback. Everything coming in now for this fight. They'll bring down Weeha. He goes Pop, but has his own buyback. They need more. They're going to jump on a Puppy. Thorn's available. They want Pilot Eye as well. They've got to get these extra kills. Fissure comes out. Stagger to control their achievement. They roar. Pilot Eye. The axes come through from Ice Ice Ice. Then they stun. They control. They smack down Puppy as well. They're even going to get Pie. They needed it. And they also need this misery kill as he sprints. Dust is there. No escape from Vici. Popping the cheese. Trying to hang on. The Blade Fury comes through. The counter Fissure. Death for all who push in. And now Bonnet creeps in the base. 4 buybacks available. But God's a death here from a key Vici hero could in a moment potentially cost them the game, and they're gonna roll those dice.
And they just knew that once they had the SF locked in place, the telekinesis was like the signal. That was the rocket play which said, we're going in right now on telekinesis, triple buyback. They engaged, Raw came back up, and Secret have got to use their buybacks well here. I feel like they want to find pickups, not just defend their base right now.
Ice Blast will connect, somehow manages to just barely clip 3, and considering that's an Aghanim's Ice Blast, that may stall the push though with the creeps here. And the illusions, they almost bring down the rack soul. They might just be able to kill himself this melee. There's the vision, they get the job done. F-Boy again setting the team up.
They'll hold onto the SF buyback, but being down 2 lanes full of racks is a big problem now for Secret. They're already having issues defending against the split push, and now it's not just the heroes, it's going to be creep waves just swarming in on them. Roche will be a long respawn, it looks like. Neither team
They wanted to hold the buybacks, Gods, and it felt like they were hoping that Vici would overcommit. They could kill maybe 2 of the heroes that bought back and then just go win the game. 5v3. I mean, then you've got the Doom, so it's maybe 5v1.
Comes out on Furia.
Got it. What did it have? Oh, that's the completed heart for Eternal Envy. Okay. He could technically buy the components again if he just wants it now.
Yeah.
Then you don't have buyback, which was the whole reason why they allowed that push to happen mid.
This game will slow down a little bit. I guess both teams can be concerned about the Roche, but probably more so Secret. Vici don't have to get Roshan. They don't even have to contest it. As long as they're split pushing and applying pressure, they can actually just stall out the Aegis time by just pure strategy. But Secret likely to go for an all-in play if they can get themselves an Aegis achieved, just because you can't, like, you're down 2 lanes, you're just at risk of losing that 3rd lane. You've got to make something happen soon.
Misery will let out a little frustration on a boar, but we all know there's more where that came from Ice Ice Ice. Vici are going to back off a little bit.
I like this pick up from Super. He went for just pure raw HP, picks up a Heart of Tarrasque. I mean, I talked about, for him, it's not about dishing out damage, it's about surviving the Doom Ice Blast, and raw HP is the best thing that will keep you alive in a fight, so Heart of Tarrasque it is.
Yeah, you go for the BKB, sure you can do it with Ice Blast, you're going to get Doom, so no real point. Burning is being eyed up by Eternal Envy, jumps in, but he's not got the initiation he wanted. There's a roar, there's a Fissure, they're going to lock him down, he control him now, they commit the roar, but Ice 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 is getting chunked burning, staying very far back, now the Omni, 3 down 1, looking for 2, we are the wasted opportunity, constantly doing, not gonna matter, burning, the force it keeps him alive, and now the Fissure, the counterplay again from Midlight, looking for Puppy, there's a double buyback here on Secret, they're coming back in, they need these kills. Doom! No, he refreshed before he... No, not gonna be good enough. I think he just wasted the Doom there. Now chasing forward on the Super. There's the Doom. Finally, a Super sprints for the base. They kill off the healing ward. But God, it feels like they almost have to go for it right now.
Jug and Undying both can buy back here. Can they defend this one? This is it. This is do or die for Team Secret, as well as Vici Gaming in game number 1.
It well could be, but all the lanes are pushing out bottom lane. Plenty of insurance here. They're going to work on the tower. Vici Gaming, they stole a game earlier this tournament. Going straight for the throne. Now Secret going onto the Rex. They're not committing for the bigger objectives here.
They're going to try wait out at least Beastmaster's respawn and giving Secret as much as they can kind of risk getting away with here, but this will even things up a lot. With Raw though, they may look to make a play onto the SF.
Is it 2 for 2 here? Vici not ready to go in just yet. They're going to drop down the acid spray. Stun comes out onto Misery. There's the counter initiation. Jumping in deep as Ice from the Omni Flame. Going to work. Requiem not quite behind us. Ready keeps on flashing. Guardian doing so much damage to this fight, and now they're going to lose their Earthshaker. The ACS as well. It's Weeha next. Vici Gaming with the answers. They can't stop Highlight. He'll TP out, but into the front lines is Super. He's here first. I'm back. And now looking for more. He may rush onto the throne. Honestly, their two most important heroes, gods, the Ancient Apparition, the Earthshaker, they can't get back in the fight. This could potentially even be the throne.
Yeah,
Do they want to go for it?
I think they're likely all in. If Alchemist can get a good sunset of any kind, it's a quick, easy pick-off with the Blink follow-ups, and for now they are pinging out top.
Super keeps on going. The glyph is deployed. Sitting back. Eternal Envy will not jump in. He's looking for that two option. But the Mantis Spell is going to lose it. He's going to lose it. Eternal Envy is beaten down. No doom. No buyback in game one. As you can probably hear, it's going to Vici.
These Mantas from Burning and Super, you see that Doom blink on you with the Doom cast time. Super's reactions keeping him alive. And what a way to start off our grand finals.
Well, Vici Gaming, many questioned if they had a shot after the way they were dealt with in game number, or in the previous series. They got 2-0'd. Both games were quite convincing, gods, but here they bounced back. They look very poised. And Eternal Envy, he said it coming into the series in the pre-game interview, Alchemist, maybe it gets the ban next time.